Today, I'm going to answer the question I hear all the time, which is, how can a writing coach help me? Today, we're going to talk about how a writing coach can help you. So, there are a ton of ways a writing coach can help you. But for my theory, I believe the most important things that a writer needs to know are process, voice, and story. And a writing coach can help you with all of that. But Sharon, how will a writing coach help me with the writing process? What does that even mean? They'll help you discover when you are most creative, what your schedule looks like, so how you can fit writing into it, what sort of goals are realistic for you, and help you determine what works to get you into the flow of writing. Because there's nothing worse for a writer than sitting down at the page and going, now what? So a writing coach can help you with all that. And how will they do it? By asking you questions, by listening closely to your answer, and asking follow-up questions so that you have to think deeply about what you've tried, what has worked, what hasn't worked, and why, and what else could you try. Will they offer you some ideas? Sure, sometimes, but most of the time, everything you need to know about your process, and especially your voice and your story, is locked within inside you. You just need someone to help you dig it out of there and listen to hear the things about those things that you can't hear for yourself because you're just too close to it. Another thing that a writing coach is very helpful with is the issue of isolation. Writing is a very solitary pursuit, right? You sit down in your room, you write the words. No one else is going to write them for you. You know you have to do it. And you're by yourself while you do it. So when you get isolated, a lot of times you start to wonder if it's any good, or if you should keep going, or lots of different things. And why write today? That's an isolated question. You go, well, it doesn't matter. I'll write tomorrow. So one way that a writing coach will help you with that is with accountability. So in a session, you will determine what you want your goal to be for the next however long until you meet with your coach. And then the next time you meet with them, they'll say, so how did it go with your goal to write 1 hour a day, 4 days a week? Did the time between 7 and 8 a.m. before your kids got up work for you, or what happened? And then you talk about it, and we celebrate the small victories and the big victories with you. And then we help you figure out how to make it work if it didn't work last time. One of the biggest ways that a coach helps, this is especially how the writing coach I'm working with right now is helping me, is with mindset issues. Writers get inside their own head too much. So many times I'm like, just get out of your head, Sherry. Stop overthinking this. Just sit down and write it. Just do it. But we can go round and round and round in circles in our brain, thinking we're not good enough. No one wants to read our story. Major imposter syndrome. We're a failure because we have published something, but it only has 4 reviews. Yada, yada, yada. I mean, I don't have to tell you about these problems with our mindset because if you're a writer, you've had lots of these type of thoughts. Well, why? Why do writers have those type of thoughts? And why specifically are you having those thoughts? So a writing coach will ask you again those questions about that, and keep asking and cycling down until you figure out the source of the issue. Why do you have those negative held beliefs? What can you do to overcome them? So let me just walk you through a session with me. So if you signed up with a session with me, we would have a few minutes to connect, and then I'd be asking you what you're struggling with, and you would give me your list, and I would ask you follow-up questions about that, listening to see what seems to be your biggest, what's the biggest thing. If I can't narrow it down, I'll ask you. So I'm hearing that you are having problems with finding the right time to write and figuring out conflict for your main character. Would you like to talk about one of those two things today? And then you choose one, and then we talk about what does success in that area look like for you. Because what I think is success is completely different from what you think is success. And I'm here to help you find your success, what you find success. So we would narrow that down. You would go, okay, this is what I want to do. And then I would ask, and what's going to stop you from doing that? Who's going to stop you? What other commitments do you have that might stop you from doing that? And we would come up with as many things as you can think of that might get in your way of you being able to complete that thing that you really want to do. It's going to help you feel successful. And we'll talk about different ways to overcome those things that might get in your way. How to answer those people who might try and keep you from doing what will make you feel successful. And because forewarned is forearmed. So if you've thought out ahead of time how you're going to meet head on something you've come to face, that wants to stop you in your tracks, you're more likely to be able to get around it, to overcome it, instead of it winning. And then our last step will be to line out specifically an exact plan of action for you to overcome that struggle, to write however many words, to finish however many chapters, to whatever your struggle was. We will come up with a plan. You chose the goal. Together we come up a plan, create a plan. You like the plan. You are in favor of the plan. I'll ask you how you feel about the plan, confident you feel about the plan, and voila, we're done. And that's why accountability comes into it, because the next time we talk, whether it's next week or in 2 weeks or a month, which are the 3 time frames that I would recommend for writers who want to work with a coach, then the first question I'll ask after I say, how has it been going, is, so last time we met, your action plan was blah, blah, blah. Tell me how that went. And there you have it. How did I help you? Well, I helped you figure out what you needed to do, how to take action on it, and then gave you a plan. Well, no, you gave yourself a plan. I just helped you come to figure out what plan of action was the best to get you from where you are now to that place you want to be, which is to have written a book, to have revised a book, to have published a book. So if you think, hey, this sounds good, I think I now understand how a writing coach would help me, and I want to know more, I've dropped a link to the free discovery session with me. Click on it. It will take you right to my calendar. You can sign up for 15 minutes. We will chat. I will ask you what we're struggling with, and I'll let you know how I might be able to help you overcome that struggle. And then you can go from there to decide whether or not you think that we could have a future together as coach and coachee. So if you have more questions about writing coach, what they do, how they could help, or maybe you have a specific problem. Well, I have this problem, blah, 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 blah. Can a writing coach help me? Drop it in the comments, and I will take a look and get back to you on that as soon as possible. If you know another writer who could definitely be helped with this, please share. Sharing is caring, my friend. And until next week, your story matters. So let's write it.